So what's going on, YouTube? So I'm driving for Transam. And let me tell you, I mean, I knew when I started, I had heard a lot of things, seen a lot of things, but now I'm seeing how this stuff is true. So I leased a brand new truck, drove it for a week, had to put it in the shop for a week. Blower motor went out for the defrost, and Kenworth couldn't figure out what part I needed for a week. All it was a connector. So one leasing says they're going to said they would pay me breakdown pay, which is they break your payment down into 7 days, and then you don't have to pay that week. I'm sure they get it back somewhere else, but I get my settlement today. Well, they took my whole truck payment and the tank of fuel I had to buy to be broken down, on top of the other couple $100 worth of extra crap that they don't tell you about. And I mean, I run hard. This week, I ran 3,200 miles in 5 days, which don't seem like a lot, but in a truck that won't do 65 miles an hour, it's it's pretty decent. So Friday, I sat for 15 hours. Saturday, I sat for 16 hours because the load info I get is never the same as what the shippers and receivers have. My appointments are always 7 or 8 hours difference between what I have and what they have. And I get my settlement. Okay, yeah, they sent me a message last week. I get my sign-on part of my sign-on bonus payment this week. So between the 600 miles that I managed to run before the truck broke down, or after the day after I got my truck back, and my $625 sign-on payment and fuel surcharge and everything else, it added up to $1,348. They took my whole check payment, they took the tank of fuel I bought and everything else, ended up being $1,478. So the weekend before Christmas, my paycheck is $130 in the hole. So as far as I'm concerned, all I'm doing for them is paying for their truck and paying for their fuel to haul their shit. I mean, and I'm a new driver. I came here out of school. They got me on the road the fastest. I mean, I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know everything. But this is a disappointment because, and I knew that they didn't pay as much as everybody else, but there's a lot I'm willing to put up with if I'm treated right. Right now, I'm not being treated right, and I'm unhappy about it. So I'll post another video and let y'all know what happens. But I'm fixing to call somebody and get a case of the ass with them because this truck is not moving until my money's right. And, you know, if all else fails, I'll take the rest of the fuel I got and I'll take my ass home. Or to the next company. Because Melton wants me to come to work. I've got, you know, I've got people from Prime calling me. I've got all kinds of people trying to get me to come to work. I get all kinds of emails and crap all the time. I'm trying to stick it out here just because, you know, I try to do that with anything. I try to give it my best shot. I've ran my ass off since I started. And here the next couple of days, I'm doing nothing but sitting, waiting for hours because of the way I had to run, because of my appointments. When I stopped yesterday, I had 10 minutes on my 70. And like I know that, you know, I'm not gonna get rich doing this, but they don't pay enough for you to pay your bills and have a paycheck. I mean, and I can show you. I can show you the miles that I've ran. On top of it, there's about 300 miles a week that I don't get paid for because they pay zip code to zip code or something like that. I don't know how it works. Every time I look at the Garmin and I look at my load info, for example, this last load, 2 loads ago, got paid 238 miles empty to run from Midland to Amarillo to pick up. Load info said 238 miles. Where I went was 270 miles away. Now, every load, there ends up being about 100 miles that you don't get paid for. And I'm trying to stay away from all the negative, and I'm trying not to be that way, but they are making it real hard. Like I said, I didn't come in here to this place with the expectation of making a boatload of money, but I did expect to be able to live. And thank God I didn't go to the company side, because I got people that I talk to every day that came through orientation with me, and they just do them dirty, awful. You know, and I'm going to post this video, and I really don't care who sees it, because it needs to be seen. You know, they got these people coming in fresh, telling them all kinds of stuff. My recruiter promised me things that I got there and found out was a bunch of bull. You know, little stupid shit like TV and direct TV and free Sirius radio. You know, they don't have none of that, and you got to pay for the Sirius radio. Creature comforts, you know. Like I said, I can deal with a lot of things, but being tricked into going ahead and coming, and then getting here and then not getting paid. That's a bit much. Now, I went company. I did that for one morning. There's 100 trucks sitting at the yard in Olathe. Nobody driving. I know why. I went company for one morning. Got in my truck, got my first load, was ready to go. I got 30 miles down the road. Dashboard in that truck lit up like a Christmas tree. Not to mention, they put me in the oldest, crappiest truck they had. And I take it back and I said, no. I'm not waiting around for it to get fixed. I'm not leaving with this truck again. So I went lease. Because they were going to keep me in that truck. And, like I said, it's just a big disappointment. And I'm doing everything I can. I make it to my loads on time. I make it to my drop-offs on time. This week, they're talking about writing me up for a service failure because I took a 12-hour break. I'm still going to be on time for my appointment. But they're talking about writing me up for a service failure for taking my 12-hour break, taking a 12-hour break when I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in with my hours if it wasn't for Friday and Saturday and sitting for 30 hours because they can't give me the right appointment information. I mean, I was supposed to leave Amarillo Saturday morning, or Saturday, I didn't leave till 6 o'clock Sunday morning, and I had to be in 30 miles north of Albany, New York. It's 1,800 miles. So I drove 600 miles a day or more for 3 days. Got there, made my appointment, I was on time. They give me my pre-plan on a load that's to pick up 350 miles away, and the pickup time wasn't until the next afternoon at 5 o'clock in the evening, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. So I said, that's not going to work. I'm not sitting like I have been. So then they give me a load that was already supposed to have been picked up. Well, the appointment time, anyways. It was drop and hook, so it doesn't really matter. I get to where, and it has to be in Des Moines, Iowa by this morning at 10 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. From Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. It's 1,000 miles. I go there. The Garmin routes me into a field somewhere. The people at the shipper couldn't tell me how to get there, so I wasted a couple hours trying to find it and get there. Left yesterday morning. Drove out my clock. And now I've been driving since 4 o'clock this morning. It doesn't bother me. But they've already got my next load, which is 270 miles back the other way. So by the time I get here, if they get me in and out, I'm only going to have about an hour and a half to drive. Then I'll have to sit till the morning. Well, now I'm going to get done here and I'm going to PC back to Walcott. That's about halfway. So, I mean, I can work my hours. But I'm just saying, anybody thinking of coming here, don't expect to make money. Get yourself some experience and go somewhere else. My trainer, even the week, the settlement he got the week I was with him was a negative. And that training crap, that's just their way of running teams without having to pay for teams. Because the trainer gets all that money. You get $50 a day. Training and orientation is a joke. They say, oh, you'll have a full paycheck, your first paycheck. Now, the way their orientation and all that is set up, it makes it so where you only get paid $250 or something like that. The only full check you get during training is the week that you're out with your trainer. Like I said, guys, it's just been a big disappointment. And I mean, I've been trying, doing everything I can. So, I don't know, I'll post another video, let y'all know what happens with my pay. Because if I don't get some money today, this truck ain't moving. Yeah, watch out. Alright, bye.